to do predictions by group, starting out with Group A. So, Nige, you're going to kick us off with your Group A predictions.
I've gone with Palmeiras ahead of Al Ahly.
I think PSG and Atletico Madrid in that order.
Bayern Munich, common sense. Benfica, they do have the quality of their own.
Chelsea to win the group. Flamengo to finish second.
So Inter is going to go through, and River is going to go through.
Dortmund are going to win. I'm going Mamelodi Sundowns.
This is Manchester City and Juve are going to go through.
I'm going to go with Real Madrid and Pachuca.
We love a good prediction here on Morning Footy, and we also love our guy, Nigel Rio-Coker. This is what Nigel's face looks like whenever we roast him for the, 1,000th time on his pronunciations. What was it, Al Ahly?
Al Ahly.
Yeah, that's my team.
Lionel Messi.
Messi.
He had another Liga.
We got Mexi.
Yeah,
If you don't tune in week to week, well, Nigel last week had some unbelievable ones.
And I mean, Nigel's been watching this competition every step of the way.
But he's got football intelligence, though.
Yeah, he does. Football
Competition
intelligence.
is that's just how he says
He always says when you talk about football intelligence, and you've seen it on display in this competition.
Yeah.
It's been incredible to
He
watch.
was a great box-to-box midfielder. So let's just get into it.
Just know this. Who didn't take a shot? Just want you to know.
My
What you're doing right now,
buzzing.
you're opening the door for everybody to take a shot at you because these two, they already gave some of their picks. So now we're going to put you to the test for the round of 16, and you're going to start out with the top half of the bracket.
Yeah,
so take us through it.
This little Brazilian derby, if you will. I'm going to go with Palmeiras here. We saw them at the end of the Inter-Miami game turning on with some substitutes coming on. I think they're a good side. Botafogo struggling in the league a little bit, although showing well here. Palmeiras here. I'm going to go against what Lahoud said in the last segment. I still think Chelsea gets this done, and I think Angel Di Maria rides off into the sunset after playing against Chelsea. Fluminense here against Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan is starting to grow into this. We saw the energy in the last game against River Plate. Okay, some scrapping at the end of that game, but we saw that they have an intent to play. So I'm going to go Inter Milan here. And Manchester City, to me, you're going to see as we move forward, they're the team I'm going to pick here over Hilal. I think in this one, it's an easier choice. But I really like what I'm seeing from Pep Guardiola's side here. I think there's probably been some messaging, hey, last year certainly wasn't good enough, and we're going to start to make our mark in this competition. As we move forward here, I'm going to go Palmeiras over Chelsea in this one, and they continue to advance over Chelsea.
The Estevão derby.
Chelsea.
I would love to see this. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going there, and then I went City here over Inter Milan. I just think City early on here has the bit between their teeth a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's what I got in this. This is the top half of the bracket.
Yeah,
Player that played for Palmeiras and Manchester City?
Oh, man, the footy grid. Oh, Gabi!
There we go.
There you go.
Very nice. We love a little Nico trivia here on this fine morning. Okay, now let's take a look at the bottom half of the bracket, Tone.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to tell you that Inter Miami's going to go through here, obviously, I think they'll compete, but it's PSG. I think this one is an easy one.
Even after Noah Allen gets the morning footy bump?
Yeah, he will have he might do well against Desiree Doué. He might score a goal, but I still think that Inter Miami, starts concentrating on MLS after this, and PSG goes through. This one I struggled with a little bit. I want to give it to Flamengo. I want to give them their shine. I feel, you guys tell me, I feel like this competition to a Bayern Munich is important. Right? I feel like the club in general, they're one of the European clubs that always comes with the right mindset. So I went Bayern Munich here. Sorry, Lahoud, once again. Down here, I'm going to go with Monterrey getting a win against the Dortmund side. I think Dortmund still defensively, they got some frailties here. And I didn't like what I saw against Juventus so far in this tournament. Real Madrid, although they're still growing, I like the messaging from Xavi Xabi Alonso, I go Real Madrid here. In the top half of this part of the bracket, PSG against Bayern, I went with PSG over Bayern here. And here I gave the nod to, I thought about Monterrey, but I think as this goes on and Xabi Alonso has more of an idea of how he wants to play, it actually gets better for Real Madrid moving forward.
Let him know, Nico.
Sergio Ramos against
know,
us.
Nico.
Sergio Ramos, in this one.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, we're going to move along now to the semifinals.
We're getting on here to our 2 semifinal matches. The one side of the bracket here, Palmeiras, I think this is where they go home, but we look at it and say Brazilian football is back. Brazilian football, these players can play, and we likely will see some of these players at a Manchester City, if you will. Oh, a score? I didn't give a score, but I'll take a 1-0. Yeah, I didn't know I had to give scores. 1-0 is what I picked on this one, yeah.
In the control room.
Perfect. And I don't know what my scores they're going to tell me, but I picked PSG in this one, and my score was 1-0. My score was 1-0.
Take the over for PSG. Please, for the love of God.
If I knew, I would have changed this probably to a 3-2 more than a 1-0. But
the over, guys.
Hold on, my score is 3-2. Oh, and I guess I got to come up with. All right, so in the end, the two.
But what do you think for Manchester City Palmeiras? Do you think that it's 1-0 or do you think something else?
No, I'm gonna.
Speak your mind,
I
Tom.
actually like 2-0 Manchester
Okay.
City in Palmeiras here. But
There you go.
okay, good. But a shutout win. We're good. See, I got the clicker right back behind me here. And in my final, two powerhouses, of course. And I think in the end, Manchester City gets it done here. And my score is. Oh, I got to give it 2-1 PSG over. I wish the assignment would have said score. Yes. So 2-1 City over PSG.
Oh, City over PSG. Okay,
City over PSG, yeah.
Dang, what a
Aly, they
story
threw me
there.
off with the scores here. So there you go.
This is the modern football final. It's UAE versus Qatar in a World Cup completely funded by Saudi.
Wow.
There you go.
Nico knows.
Okay, what do you both
In the great state of New Jersey, I just have to. That's where the finals is going to be. Bring it down a little bit.
It's a great state. New Jersey produced our own Tony Meola, so we love it. Okay, what do you boys think? Who do you think is going to win it all?
Yeah, I think Manchester City is a really good choice, and I like what they're going for. I think they've got a little bitter taste in their mouth, and this is a perfect palate cleanser before the new season.
And they have the most depth in this competition. Depth is going to be tested, and Ryan Cherky looks like a baller.
That's why I didn't choose any player from Manchester City for my 11, because they rotated so much, and they walked through the group stage.
Maybe we'll do a best 11 from the round of 16, the knockout rounds. This has been a lot of fun.